And Douglas is the only, kind of big name in it. He did it for next to nothing.
Yeah.
And, but he did it to work with Kubrick and then got Kubrick um, to direct Spartacus because he had gotten the rights to Spartacus, which was originally written for Woody Strode, actually, the black man who was in all of the John Ford westerns. But Douglas took it over but they got, oh, what's his name? Uh, they got him off of he was still on the blacklist when they got him to write Spartacus. And so Kubrick and Douglas were responsible for getting this really, really amazing screenwriter off of the blacklist and basically busted the blacklist.
Yeah.
With what they
The
did.
McCarthy blacklist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The streetcar, you should try and make it, depending on when it happens. I sent you lots of options,
Yeah. Kelly and I will figure that out.
yeah, whatever works easiest and best for you. But I love Williams anyway, with that one especially. And 3 hours, they must be, like I said, they must be doing the whole bloody thing.
Yeah.
There's usually the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a lot of times that's cut from it. So it jumps right into, Stanley and Stella. But yeah, there's this whole weird scene at the beginning where they're yelling at each other from back and forth across the thing. It's like, what do you got? Meat. So it's got this really primal kind of animalistic, it's weird.
Yeah. It's a raw play.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which for its era was particularly striking,
When I did it, I really tried to focus for life.
I don't know any of them.
To me, the most important character in the play is Stella.
Yeah.
Because that's who she's fighting for, his attention. That's who Blanche is after, her attention of her sister. And that's who Stanley's trying to keep the attention of this woman. And it's all around that triangle that's built off of her. And she doesn't, it's not a big role.
No.
But that, and I love Mitch, the big goofy, he was just an amazing piece of work.
We ready to start?
Yeah.
Raina?
Good. How are you?
And Boogie?
Good. Okay.
We ready?
Yeah.
Right here?
Phones are on. Okay, let's start our meeting. Roll call.
Steve Fitzgerald.
Callie McDermott.
Cynthia McCoy? Robin Barrett?
Lorena Stoker.
Joe McDonald, Town of Fraser.
Sarah Wick, Town of Fraser?
Kristen Hansen.
Kenzie Light.
Josh Thurman, Lava Box.
Hi, Josh.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Can we approve the prior meeting minutes?
So moved.
Thank you.
I second.
And consent the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second. Cool.
Okay, well, you all should vote on those things.
All in favor.
All in favor,
Sorry,
say aye.
forgot that part. Aye. Thank you.
A little loosey goosey on it.
Yes.
Yes, sorry. All in favor of the minutes and the agenda. Cool.
All right.
Aye.
There you go.
We have Josh from Lava Box on here, so I think we'll just start with him so he doesn't have to listen to all the things Fire and Ice.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. How are you today?
I am doing great. And I don't have my video on because I'm at my shop and it's in Globeville. And our reception is not great.
That's okay. Hopefully we'll see you in person in February.
That's right.
Cool. So tell us about your lava boxes. We've all looked at them quite a few times, but
Sure. So actually, the product was born in Kremling. I sit on the board for the Colorado Whitewater Association, and I do a lot of their trainings. It was needed. It gets so, you guys know how cold it gets in Kremling, and we needed something that could pass fire bans and be super effective, but also fit on a raft. And then I made the first prototypes. We sold a few hundred right away, and then now we've sold 20,000. Been on Shark Tank, did all kinds of exciting things. Yeah, and Lorena was so nice to to invite me to maybe join in on at Fire and Ice.
Yeah, that's exciting. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I worked up there for years. I worked for the NSCD for a bunch of years and ran a lot of the programming on the Front Range as well. So I'm familiar.
Awesome. Have you been to Fire and Ice before?
I have not.
Okay. Well, we can share some footage that we have of it, but obviously it's got snow sculptures and ice. It's cold here, lots of fire. Do a big fire
Yeah.
pit or a big fire bonfire, and fireworks and fire bombs, and we've had fire dancers and all sorts of things. So pretty exciting.
Hi, Josh.
Sounds
this
like I'll
is
fit
Sarah-
right in.
Sorry, this is Sarah from the town of Fraser. I guess like our main questions, like, are you planning, like, if you're setting up as a vendor, would you be selling? Would it just be a display to make people aware of your brand?
I mean, it's to be honest with you, it just be more of a display. I'd like to have some
Okay.
fun. We can do s'mores and that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
it's really just a fun thing. It's not really our kind of venue where we sell. They're big products, and people don't usually buy a $250 product. Normally, it just walk away with it. So unless they're planning on buying it, it sounds like Fire and Ice is not the right venue for that, and I don't want to change the
Probably
vibe.
not. It's dark.
Yeah.
As far as your setup, do you have something that you could show us? Maybe not now, just maybe like email, like what you normally do at trade shows or this kind of scenario.
Yes. So we do a
Great.
lot of different options. We have a trailer that we set up that looks like a cabin, and
That would be
a whole campsite, or we can just go light and just have a few lava boxes, trickled throughout the event. People can warm up around them and hang out around them. And of course, we always are happy to provide a gourmet s'more tasting. We've done that many times, but sometimes that, we don't want to interfere with there's any food vending going on. So we're
Right.
kind of, I'm very flexible. And we just like to have fun. So if you want something really low impact, I'm happy just to bring the fire pits and keep everybody warm, or it can be a big thing. It's up to you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would love to see, is it on your Instagram or your website, like what you're talking about, like the cabin setup?
It is. It's called the Guide Shack. There's
Okay.
pictures all over Instagram. I can
All
send
right.
some photos as well. But yeah, it's a very fun trailer. It normally is a full whiskey bar and has 2 taps inside of it.
Oh, wow.
So,
nice.
yeah. So it's a lot of fun, but we certainly don't have to do any of that.
Okay.
Why not?
The fireball.
I love it.
I mean,
Seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
we sell alcohol and stuff and
Space.
we definitely do. I mean, do you think that there's space for a trailer?
Depending on how many food vendors you have.
I have
Because we had the liquor trailer last year that took up a fair amount of space, you know what I mean? And then we had the coffee vendor, and it took up space in there where we generally ended up moving the food vendors out and onto the snow. There will be a little bit of problematic stuff around that this year, in that they planted $3,000 or $4,000 worth of plants in and around the park for a developed future. So it's going to be interesting to see how much they can actually groom this year to get it hard enough to be able for the other food vendors to set up. But it depends on size. We have less space now with the bike park kind of extending out to the way that it has than we had for some other things, but it's certainly possible. We'll have to look at it and see. You're pretty flexible, so if you make a decision, we need to go this way or we need to go that way by like mid-December, you should be able to adapt to that, Josh.
It's totally fine. Our trailer is a 7x17, just with the hitch, and then the full vehicle is 32 feet. So we can just drop the trailer. We're very, like I said, we're very modular. So if we need to put just the trailer out and have the tents out in front of the trailer, that's fine. We have shot skis and all those sorts of things. It's a fun thing.
The trailer itself is self-contained as far as power goes.
It is, yes, sir.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, given that we're sitting here in November, we have plenty of time to plan a layout and figure out where to put these variety of
Mhm.
things. And it's a business that is part of our community. So all the more reason to double down on that. We know our guests all want a place to go warm up.
Yep.
So if they're setting up a display with these and it helps them, because I'm sure people get information and then maybe get a s'more, maybe get a drink. I can't imagine why we wouldn't want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
So he would be selling the liquor?
I
Josh?
just honest. How many people usually attend? Because we usually just do
Several thousand.
we do several thousand. Okay. We'd have to look at how, we'd probably have to sell some of the liquor to recoup our costs. We typically just give out drinks, to be honest with you.
yeah, President's Day weekend and Valentine's Day, and this event has grown so much every year that there are definitely
That's great.
quite a
Congratulations.
few
That's
thousand
good.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
Just, beware though, once you start selling alcohol at a public event, your
Yes.
standard of duty is high if you haven't done that.
That we have, and that's kind of why I
Okay.
shy away from it.
Yeah.
Plus, we have 2 other vendors that sell alcohol.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that part you might want to, we'll figure it out.
Right.
I don't think that's essential though.
No, definitely not essential.
If we are bringing the trailer, Josh, if that's the way it decides to go, can you stage a number of days ahead of time?
I can. I have another suggestion. It might be easier. We could forego the alcohol and just set up the s'mores and ask for a donation for Protect Our Rivers, which is also my nonprofit. I don't know if you're familiar with
love that.
protectourrivers.org.
Yeah.
We can just do donations for the nonprofit, and I'm totally fine with that.
You'll get a lot of money. There are a lot of river rats here.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
definitely.
know it. I know it. I know a lot of them.
You are
Yeah.
one of them.
and that might be easier on you. I mean, if you're giving away free booze, then you'll
Yeah, you
have
don't want it.
the entirety of the crowd. So might be quite a bit.
Yeah, I hate to step on the toes of the other vendors, I'm always really cognizant of that. So
But usually it's a big help, especially on a large lift, bringing, that's a big space. But to get in a couple of days before the actual event takes place, so that with those that can't make it until the last minute, we can kind of set up and make sure that happens. Okay. So if you've got that flexibility, that's a big help.
that's no problem at all.
Josh, are you able to put your email in the chat, and then I can
I have it, Sarah.
Huh?
I have it.
Oh, you
We
do?
have
Okay.
it.
I'll shoot you an email and we can kind of coordinate on time and stuff like that. But like, I think we're all on board with having Lava Box attend.
That's great. Thank you guys. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And like I said, I think it would be a lot. It's very easy for us to do the big s'more tasting and have everybody enjoy that. And I'm happy to cover all those costs. And especially if we're talking about maybe some donations, put some money in the pot for Protect Our Rivers, that'd be even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'd have a cube or it's the
QR code.
a QR code.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll definitely have it there. And I'll probably bring up our executive director, see if she can break away and be part of the event.
Cool.
yeah, because you're going to have it's on that evening, since you haven't been here, right around dusk, it'll go from a few hundred people milling around to a few thousand very quickly, and it runs about, in a concentrated way, about 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
So you'll get a ton of foot traffic, and of course everybody's going to be standing around your campfires.
hmm
So I have a feeling you're going to make a lot of connections.
That does bring
That's
up
great.
one other thing, Josh. You said you're going to have displays of a number of pieces, correct? That are kind of set out close to where you are, I would assume, so you can talk to people about it. Will you have a different individual on each one of those open flames to kind of watch the crowd and make sure that they can get the information that they need if they do decide to buy one?
I can. I think that's a great idea. I can certainly bring some folks up with me. We have lots of friends in Fraser and Winter Park, so yeah, we can figure something out like that.
Okay.
And you
I
guys
think
can
that's
let
a
me
good idea.
know if once you have your map done. I'm certainly happy to kind of spread out and make sure that the other vendors have a Lava Box near them, because it really does pull people in and keep them
Yeah.
in front of the vendors.
Absolutely, but it helps if you've got somebody that knows what and how close
Oh.
you can proximity and all of those other things. Kids not throwing
Absolutely.
wooden stakes into it and et cetera.
That never happens. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
That
Thanks
sounds
for
good.
joining in on this, and we'll hash out some other details with the map and stuff, and Sarah and I will be in touch with you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Lorena.
Cool.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
All right. Talk to y'all soon.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I think
Cool.
that was an important thing that Joe brought up because we did wonder if he could bring team members so that they're watching these fireboxes.
Yeah, and we can make sure to reiterate that in the
As
email
opposed
to
to
him.
volunteers who sometimes make it, sometimes can't because of extenuating circumstances. But, so long as somebody's there, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it would be great to have them spread out throughout the event, but we can make sure that he's got somebody. I mean, even if it's somebody for 3 that are near each other,
Yeah.
you know? Cool. I have heard back from the Crepes. They wanted to be near their trailer last year, so I'm assuming same setup for that. True Penny will be there. Astro Coffee emailed me back, but they didn't confirm that they were going to be there, but I'm assuming they will be.
True Penny is who?
Is she was here for all the picnics.
She was the blue trailer.
Oh,
Tiny little one.
okay.
So it would be True Penny, the Astro Coffee, and then these guys with a trailer.
And what
Um,
about the guy from,
Fisher's is gonna do alcohol.
so the other,
Idlewild. I offered it
Idlewild.
to Fraser businesses first
ah,
before I was gonna reach out to them. So I
And
thought
what
that
else?
was fair.
do
I
they,
don't think so. I don't think so.
You-
Because I
Leo-
haven't confirmed.
He emailed me back and said they were in.
Oh, okay.
Fisher's has?
Fisher's is, yes, I'm
They
sending
have
them.
to get that alcohol vendor thing squared away first.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like
I'm
right
sending it
now,
to him
because,
today.
Like it always takes a while.
I told them to, in the email, I just wanted to make sure the letter of authorization was good. I
Okay.
sent that to Antoinette this morning. So
Okay, good.
I told her to fill it out by December 20th.
and are they going to do it in tents, or are they gonna have
I
a
told them.
trailer?
I'm assuming tent. They don't have a trailer.
And they're gonna need
Yeah,
heaters
told
and,
everyone that they need all their own stuff.
okay.
So,
'Cause yeah, it gets really cold when you're standing out there in just a tent.
mhm. And then Birdie Lounge wanted to do some warm drinks as well. So they were gonna connect with Viliana to get on that
Okay.
liquor license. So
Great.
yeah, they should all be good. And hopefully before December 20th, they have that figured out.
Yep.
She seemed ready to send a check right away. So
Great.
yeah.
Is Verdi Lounge going to do like something like golfing with like glowing balls?
they have said that several times. So I'm hoping I will
That
try to
would be
connect with
cool.
them again. They haven't been extremely responsive. So I'll make sure. But yes, that was their plan, was to do maybe like 3 little putt things.
And what Alex say about the meat pies?
It was Leo who got back to me.
Oh,
and
Leo. Okay,
Yeah,
yes, that's the new person.
yeah, he said that they were in.
Okay,
So
I just will double check with
Okay.
him to make sure. But like, They
even
would
if
do
they're
that.
if they're not, I think the River Wolf who did like the sausage stuff last year and crepes will still be a good amount of food.
mhm.
I mean, preferably we have the 3 of them.
Okay,
So,
so it will be 3 food vendors
yep,
basically.
it would be the same 3 food vendors as last year. Minus Lauren, I don't think she'll
Meat
join. in.
pies then?
Huh?
Meat pies?
Yes, meat pies. Or what do
90%
they
sure.
say?
Okay, so that's 4. So that's,
No, crepes, Dylan, and meat pies would
okay.
be 3. And then True Penny might have some kind of snack, but she probably does drinks and then the coffee.
So True Penny does add in, but she's doing drinks, alcohol, or?
No.
She's just, so
Yeah,
It
they would
is just-
probably have teas and I mean she does
Just
smoothies.
let
I
me
don't
know.
know. I don't know exactly what her plan would be. I can ask her. But I feel like all the vendors did really well last year and they were busy the whole time. So I don't
And I missed the last meeting, so maybe you guys covered this, forgive me. Where are we with the snow sculpture?
I'm going to the Grand County Tourism Board and asking, I told, Keith, I was like, is it Keith? Why can't I remember his name?
I think it's Keith, right?
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Pretty sure.
not Steve.
Snow Skull, or Snice, from Snice.
Oh, Keith Martin.
Yeah. So I said our budget is either 30 or 60 grand. I'm
Okay.
asking
Yeah.
for an extra 30 from Grand County Tourism. And I was like, I'll let you know by the 20th. And then he's like, we're working on something and we can alter it, whatever your budget is.
And so, if it's either, is there a difference between how long it's up? In other words, are we still thinking about the month-long thing or more just that
Just-
weekend?
Just that weekend.
Okay, so that determines some of the timing for the food vendors versus having them here longer. But it sounds like there's no change.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You mean having food vendors?
So what I was thinking is
Oh.
if we're gonna have a $60,000 snow sculpture that is up three weeks before,
Yeah.
we could be looking at some other opportunities for
Yes.
food vendors, but since we're
Mhm.
not doing that.
Yeah.
And I just need to know what the contact was.
Okay. Well, and hopefully in future years that'll be the case. But
Right. But also I talked with Howling Moon Sana, and although like she didn't think it was a great idea for that night because it's dark and people are going in and out of the sauna, we thought maybe setting up a week before so people can cross country ski and watch Snice build and stuff like that and do the sauna and stuff like that. And they're all self-contained, and Joe's not crazy about it, but what do?
We're just running out of room.
Yeah.
It's
And-
and having it groomed, and I think the putt-putts is going to have to be closer to where the bonfire is and over closer to the bike park.
Okay.
Where the balloon used to be, but the balloon can't go, at this point in time, because that's grown an extra 40 yards or 50 yards, this direction. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to figure out something. Has anybody got in touch with the bizarre sculptor?
Yeah.
The
he has not sent me another proposal yet, but he said he would. But he was pretty amped to do it, and I told him he had to bring his own power this year because I think you had.
he was a
generator.
little bit high maintenance, but not bad. I
Okay.
mean,
And I did tell him that
it takes up a
his-
small footprint too that gets.
yeah, and I told him his placement might be moved. So
That's a
if
good
he needs to
possibility.
be over towards the bike park,
Yeah. It's just we need to start talking to the groomers probably pretty soon and making sure what we've got ahead of time, because we'll want groomed earlier to see what we can get and where we can't go and where they can't go. I mean, there's a whole bunch of new trees and bushes out there.
do you want to? I mean, I can go walk with you after this, and we can-
It would be best to walk with the groomer to kind of, so we know that can you get in this
Okay.
close to this? Can you not kind of do that? So once we know who it is and what's involved, as we get some snow down, it'd probably be a good idea for sure.
okay.
Joe, you and I can sit down with him.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, because the light sculpture guy is in.
And I assume that the photo booth is
Yes.
back again.
Yep. I think we're already paid up for that too.
Are we?
Wasn't or we were gonna do a new calendar year with him, but yes. Yeah. I mean, I even think having him closer to the bathrooms versus on the other side of that walkway would be okay.
Yeah, it may have to be.
Okay.
They've given me very limited access to be able to get in and clean that pavilion. And the way that we drove around and kind of did all this other stuff is just gone.
Okay.
So it's all I can't get in there and scrape it with a loader. I can't get in, to carve out things. So there'll be little
Well,
stuff that's
Steve had talked to the competition center at the resort, and their kids were looking for volunteer things to do. And my original thought was that they could build some snowmen or whatever, or help build out or
Sure,
dig out the park. But if that's, a necessary thing is for them to help with.
Yeah, it's more that there's just there's just now new stuff that's kind of in the way.
Yeah.
And I walked it with them but people don't pay a lot of attention to me. Walked it with them, and their thing was, well, these trees will be here forever. It's a 1 day, 2 day event. And so they planted them pretty much where they wanted to put them. But I did keep one corridor in so that we can get stuff into the pavilion. But the rest of it we'll have to look at trying to get it packed down. But having him out and further around, but we'll have to see what we can, where we can get and what we can do. They've reseeded a whole bunch of stuff, that I'd carved out for parking before. So that little strip where we've had the food trucks before, that I still was able to hang on to.
Okay.
But some of the other stuff to be able to get down in, we're just gonna have to look and see what we can get plowed or what we can get packed down and groomed.
And I think keeping the food trucks and stuff more in a line would probably be better anyway. So,
Yeah, we might have to park them this way as opposed to this way if there's enough of them.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, it's mostly my concern is access to where the fireworks are and being able to get a fire truck and emergency vehicles down in there. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure we can figure that out.
okay. And then I had talked to those fire dancer spinning people that we had last year. Sounds like they were in. I was kind of hoping they could figure out some kind of parade, so we had that on the timeline for them. So we'll just have to think of a little spot for them to be
I
too.
think we will need more porta potties than we had last year.
I am the queen of porta potties.
But we're just going to have exponentially that many more people.
We really need to get you like a name tag.
Yeah.
Potty queen.
Just like a
It's, all you'd
Toilet
have to do is
seat
smell her
thing.
aftershave and
A sash.
Yeah, there
There
we
we
go.
go.
That's
Oh my
perfect.
God,
Crown.
no.
That's happening.
Little crown.
And you have Patriot now too.
Yeah.
It
So at
seems
least
like
they're
every time we have like
competition.
some event, people are like, "More porta potties, sir." I'm like, why is this me?
us people are full of crap. That's
I will make it happen.
But I think the balloon is going to be hard pressed to get anywhere in there. It just takes up too big a footprint.
Mhm.
Now, if they just want to bring the basket, that takes up almost no footprint. We can
Yeah.
try and figure out some place to be able to get that in. But otherwise, the expansive amount of what it takes to get that out and keep it from being damaged is the
Yeah.
most important thing. There's just not the space
Yep.
there this year, unless they wanted to go to the opposite side of the road and stretch it out, and I could possibly carve that little isthmus out. But on the whole, he
gonna
didn't
say-
want to do that before.
To ask Vicious Cycle to host them or something like that. Because I mean,
Oh,
that's like right
that's a
across the
great
street.
idea.
It is, but there's no space there that doesn't have tangles, and there's a giant flying moose there for one thing that would catch. There's just there's no footprint to be able to lay that down and in. I mean,
Yeah.
and if he's just going to bring the basket, he might as well be over in us,
I guess like if he brought the basket, he could do the
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because then it would still be flaming,
right.
and then he could still have his trailer.
And they would probably want a stipend because they use a lot of gas when they just do that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But we could even, I mean, push come to shove, we could put that in one of the drop off point for one of the shuttle people. So it's across the way, but it expands it out and kind of open. And that would be easy enough for them to get to, keep their truck close by and do something else. So that's a possibility. It wouldn't feel like right in the middle of stuff, but we can find a place that it's just a basket.
okay.
Where Eisenhower used to sit.
Yeah. And then stream.
The non-existent street.
Yeah. The rock bed.
Okay. Well, I can talk to Stacy about that when she's back in the country.
And I had some very specific thoughts about the shuttles this year. Um,
That was on my list too.
okay.
So I have to fill out just a little form for the school, but we can use that.
Right.
Valley Life is in and still gonna have a shuttle.
I reached out to the lift.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything back from them.
Point out how much money we pay them a
Yeah,
year.
that just seems to me, it's now time to us to demand
Yeah,
reciprocity.
Yep.
because the town puts in a bunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my thought on this is, I think Home James has been a wonderful supporter for the whole time that we've been doing it, and I certainly want to see them stay involved. In my opinion, the confusion around where and what is one of the problems. Um, and so if we had parking at the ball fields, parking at the rec center, which we've done for the last couple of years, right? And that Home James commits a single shuttle to do just that run from the ball fields to a drop-off point, from the rec center to a drop-off point, two separate drop-off points, so that people are not going, oh, if they get back on where they got off, and they're not confused about what that is, and then the lift covers everything. So if somebody goes over to a drop-off point and the shuttle is just left, or the Home James is just left, they can stay there, and then they'll take a bigger loop, but they can get on the lift to kind of go on and through. And the lift also goes to the second drop-off point, picks up anybody there, and they hit every single place: the school, the ball fields, the rec center, and they cover the big loop. But that way you can funnel people to exactly where, so they're not staying, I got to look for a blue sign, I got to look for a red sign. Let's face it, we've all been there by about 7 o'clock in the evening, and half of them are pretty loaded, that aren't children. And so making it simpler so that it's easier to kind of go, I got off here, that's where you get back on the shuttle, it goes to the rec center. I got off here, you go there, that's where you get back on, that'll take you to the ball fields. Or you can go to either spot and take the lift, and they will take you anywhere that you may have parked in these three areas. And it just seems to me that removes some of the fog of inebriation.
Fog of war or the fog of inebriation.
Well, there is that.
Equally confusing.
I don't drink, so it's hard for me to understand sometimes, but I have been able to observe soberly.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I think we should really consider.
Did we not have two separate spots in the parking lot? Didn't we put signs up last year?
I think that the Home James guys drove to both places and picked up people and dropped off people.
Okay.
So the people at that place didn't know how long it was going to take them to get to their car if they parked over here,
Okay.
or if I parked in the rec center, where do I go for that? It just created a certain amount of confusion.
Yeah, I think that's good counsel. And maybe what we do is we get the involvement of the lift, and then we sit down with Brian and the lift folks and we plan it out.
Like what makes sense for you guys?
And we convey exactly what
Yep.
Joe's saying, is that, we're going to have people who are inebriated. We're going to have visitors of the community who don't understand what the ballparks are,
Right.
So if we can, one of the things we can say to them is, the simpler we make this, the better, and then explore routes and that
Right.
sort of thing.
And then the swag is just located at either pickup point, as opposed to people riding on the bus and trying to hand it out, or, being off and away from, because it's hard to communicate to people at the ball fields. Oh, are you running out, or you got this, or you got that? If they're at points where you can just walk over and go, I need more of this, I need more of that, as opposed to doing the other, trying to pull the centralized thing in and letting the satellites kind of do the other work.
Yeah, the one negative of the swag thing from last year that I remember is that there are a number of people who walk.
Right.
Yeah.
And because we were trying to promote the shuttles,
Or bike, yeah. all
they were
sorts of
kind of
things.
SOL.
And ski.
Stuff at
We
the
had tons at
tents,
this,
too.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
So if you're looking for stuff, hit the information tent first. You can find out what's going on, when it's going on. Everything should be.
Somebody doesn't get upset that they don't get
Oh,
something,
yeah.
but I
don't expect to eliminate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But we did have stuff on the shuttle
Yeah.
at all those locations, so
Yeah.
I agree.
But instead of being out here, you can put them here, and then if they run out, you can get them.
Oh, you
that-
mean
that
drop
stuff
off?
at the drop-offs where they pick
I
up the
like
stuff
that.
as they come in, as opposed to way out here where you're trying to communicate. And then how do you get out there with traffic being the way that it is? It's like, well, I can put it on a sled and drag it to you if you're right here.
Okay.
And having it at the information tent,
Mhm.
and having somebody staged at lava box that's going to get the majority of the other people who are going to go through there. So here's a small table. I don't think we can set up a tent, but there's a small table where, some of the swag will be, we'll hear, you need information. Here's using our volunteers more expediently in some ways is probably a good thing to try and focus on, and keeping everybody kind of focused in working as satellite diplomats.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Well, I mean, I'm happy to call the bus stuff too, if that makes it.
I think
I
town
mean, you
manager
sent
might,
2 emails, so
personally.
you think what?
I think the town manager might.
Okay.
Yep.
He's never agreed with me all this much, and No, I'm teasing, Steve.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
And I think at our next meeting, which will be in December, I might invite, because I've already reached out to EMS, fire and police. And I was like, hey guys, it's gonna be
Big.
bonkers.
Yeah.
Because it is President's Weekend. So the fire department is gonna have, because in the past they've had, I don't know if you guys remember, but they actually got called to some fire incident
did.
at one point. So now they're gonna have somebody
years.
there permanently at Fire and Ice, so
Yeah.
they don't have to leave. The police can maybe do that, can have somebody there, because I asked for somebody there full time during that whole event, because it is a bigger weekend. He's like, we're gonna have to ask, somebody to come in like on their day off. He's like, but they might be able to do it. And then we also, like, I basically hired EMS to stage there too, so.
But rumor is they're going to deputize Tony and just ask him,
He'll be present.
don't give him a gun, Barney.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez. Tombstone out there. So yeah, I think it's important that everybody show up for this one, because it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Very
definitely
cool.
a required. Hopefully we have all hands on deck.
Well, it can react a little quicker if, there was the problem with the emergency call is someone parked directly in front of the class 3 barriers that said no parking. And so it was going to made it very difficult for this fire truck to get out to the call. Whereas if there's a policeman there, they can call to have that towed immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of get a problem addressed in a very quick way. Now, luckily, throughout all of this, and as a tribute to you guys and your organization, there's been very few needs and to the community. There's
Yeah.
been very few need for police intervention in any way, shape, or form. But as you get bigger and people come from other places, it becomes more necessary to get a quicker reaction, especially because it's.
Yeah. Yeah, knock on wood. We have
Yeah.
not had anything.
Incidents.
Yeah.
Well, we had a woman that fell.
Oh, we have settled on the.
It's blowing
Mine
everybody up like.
mine.
I
Yeah.
was sitting around the fire.
That was the fireman. That was not me. But it lit, and I didn't have to listen to a year of, oh my God, what are you going to do? Let me tell you how to fix this. But the fireworks are settled at this point in time, apparently. I was hoping that we could get a little bit more money for them, but I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But we have figured out it's a lot more work to get them in this year, but we can get them to a place that they're comfortable with the safety issue. I'm comfortable with the safety issue, and they're a little further away, but they're not a huge distance further away. And
I mean,
right
they
now it
were
looks like
creepy
that's
close
played.
before,
And
so
the very first year I got hit with stuff, but
Yeah.
but
I don't
we
think
have
we'll-
taken the time and gone through it and got that settled. So that's definitely a go.
Cool. So you talked to
I have talked
Ken?
with him.
Okay.
We spent an hour and a half or something together.
Thank you for doing
And
that.
then he chose to do the spot that I told him we couldn't do it in. So I'm required now. I've tried to figure out a way to make that happen.
Cool. Well, I guess that also, speaking of bonfire and stuff, I talked to Stacy. She was still on board with getting something out to all the businesses to do the little effigy things. Does 3x3 sound good for the size? 5x5, is that too big? I mean, I
5x5
can't
might be
imagine that they'll
difficult
be.
to control and get up and on it, and then for them to bring them over to, we'll have an area where they can bring them over and set them, and then we can put them on the fire for them, kind of thing.
Well, I
Um,
guess I sort of envisioned that we would have like a pallet that sticks out farther on one end that we could put them all on.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to get them
All the way around? Okay.
yeah. With the way that it's structured, to kind of be, because you never can tell what they've got, and but if they're all the way around, everybody gets a piece of that, as opposed to just the people that stood at the north end or the south end kind of thing. But getting them over there the morning of the event or the evening prior to the event would be a huge help for us because it'll be built by that time. But getting those final kind of pieces put onto it and make sure that they're safe and not going to fall down.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, Friday morning
But-
while we're all there setting
Yeah.
everything up.
3x3 is certainly a lot easier to deal with than 5x5. 5x5 is the size of this table kind of, and you never can tell what
Okay.
what they'd be putting on it. So it's certainly easier to kind of manipulate. It's certainly easier to place and put in different positions.
Okay. Um, let me just read and see.
Even
what's-
3x3 might be heavy, depending on what materials they use.
By that time, I'm in pretty good shape.
Bulking out.
I have other
Um,
people. We have machines. Yeah, depending on how it's how packed we are and what we've got. But
Okay.
they
And then-
have to move it first, so that lessens the weight a great deal right there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, and we'll just put on there that they have to drop it off Friday morning between 9 and 10 a.m. or something. And then Sarah and I chatted too about a theme. I think we had said maybe no theme before. Stacy said she voted for the Euler theme. We said something pertaining to Valentine's Day. Does anybody have any other input?
chaos.
That's pretty vague, but I like it.
It allows for lots of different interpretation. But a theme for the effigies is what you're thinking of? Yeah, Euler's been done. Not to say that there's probably a reason that it's been done is because it's a good idea, but
Don't connect it to president, okay, because
yeah.
it's so
Yeah, and I think maybe
controversy.
that was definitely something we'd have to put some stipulations on some of those things,
Friendly.
nothing,
Political.
yeah, nothing political.
Well, freedom of speech covers that one, but family friendly, knowing that there are going to be kids there keeps you from
Yeah.
getting, large effigies of large members, kind of.
Orange trolls.
The art activity, like how we did like the lanterns and everything, maybe it could be connected to something of Valentine's Day and love and maybe writing messages or things like that.
I like the Valentine's Day one, but that's just personal preference.
That's because you're going to be alone. But...
Maybe you're brutal.
Oh, right. That was right. Last year,
This is a very
you brought your own toy.
But I'm talking about more like friendship, like it doesn't have to be relationship.
love is love.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if everyone's good with that, then I'll try to come up with something around that.
Harmony.
Maybe just let them do with some parameters, and then if it's popular, we can do themes in the future.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how many people participate.
Yeah, I guess that was sort of the thing that Cece and I were talking about. Is there like, I mean, do we try to give them some sort of stipend for that?
I
Do
just
we-
like, why don't we start with like, is there any interest?
Yeah.
Say, are you guys interested in doing this? And if everybody's like, no, we don't want to do it, we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
And it'll be burned,
Yeah.
so keep it fire friendly. But people love to burn stuff, so
Yeah.
that might
Yeah.
generate some interest.
And
That
then
was
we'll-
my question, if we could throw messages to the fire, like hard messages to the fire.
Yeah.
Bring your own burnable Valentine, or a message to someone that you want,
Actually,
it's a good idea.
that's, yeah.
If we
do
can
that more.
keep them the distance, safe enough away, but yeah.
Or you have to put it on the bonfire before a certain time.
Right, yeah. Drop your message on the bonfire before it's lit.
Heart container and you could put it in there and then we toss it in.
Ah,
You gonna
Yeah.
make this?
Guys,
Huh?
You gonna make this?
I don't know.
I'll make Brandon do it.
don't get hung up on the details.
Do that, like you can put your message in this big
Yeah.
container that's shaped like a heart, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We don't
I,
care.
I
And then we'll
like
put
the
put
idea.
that on top.
I personally lean more towards the native spirituality that, they hang flags on different trees and different things. So you can put it where you want to, and you're participating in that where you stand and kind of watch it. But yeah, if you can find a giant paper mache heart.
You can make it.
Pinata.
That's what I was
I can
thinking.
do that. I'll make it.
We are the.
Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Touche, my friend. I shall put my sword away.
that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, like, I don't know, like people can go and tie in the little branches, like the little messages within the week before.
Can't see it though.
Huh?
You can't see it.
Well, we want-
Nobody's had
yeah.
to see it because maybe it's a secret for you. Like,
Yeah.
I
tie maybe
can't
messages
guarantee
in the
that it will
trees.
be built a week before, because that's what caused the problem with the non-starting.
Yeah.
So I need to build it closer to the event, it kind of happening. I learned that lesson. But, they don't have to put it in the heart. They can put it, they can throw it right in the fire if they want to, as
Yeah.
long as it's burnable and not explosive.
Well, yeah, we could have some of that available.
But yeah,
So
if you were gonna
January
make
is a
one of-
working meeting where we make this.
Okay, so we make two,
people can kind of, go to either end.
make two hearts.
Yeah. Or as good as one.
We could have one of the
Isn't that a
information,
U2 song?
Yeah.
little slips paper.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I do like that idea.
But it's a way of, and maybe that's the theme, the love message you want to have sent to the universe, that's
Go burn in love.
Do we have
Yeah.
like a little
The-
table with pieces of paper and pens so people?
The info tent.
Yeah.
Also, the
I
art
hadn't thought of it, but it's a good idea.
craft.
Like
Grandma
bring your own damn
Solstice
paper.
Pensions for the year.
Mm-hmm.
People are so into it.
Yeah, I do have I personally have a bit of,
Things you want to let go of in the fire.
yes, those kind of things. Yeah. That spiritual kind of thing that,
Okay, Public Arts Committee,
uh,
it's your job to create two
paper mache.
paper mache.
It should be easy enough to do. They don't have to be huge, they're
Oh,
smaller than this table. Go big or go home. Um,
I mean, paper mache is not hard.
my personal
Just gotta have
personal thought on stipends for the businesses. They already get all the business that we generate from doing the event. And they don't really put anything into it. You know what I mean? We're not charging them $1,000 to have this, to have 3,000 people to send on their valley at a time. So if they can't do it on their own, I don't know if they should really be able to, to do it.
Yeah, I guess I just figured if there was some kind of voting thing for it, that it would be like, I mean, I just told Sarah maybe we get some kind of box that says Fraser and it's a box of all the swag that we have,
Yeah.
a few things of each. So it's not like we're put out.
Oh, you
having
mean
to
a
do-
stipend as an award for a
Well,
competition
with
around
either
who does the
stipend
best.
to do it, or we do some kind of voting thing like they do in Granby with the scarecrows.
Yeah.
You get to vote. So the idea was that they would have these things at their businesses. They would have to be finished from, January to February. And there would be voting along with that. Was the original thing that we tossed out. So,
Reach out to them and see if there's any interest.
Okay.
And we can kind of go from there.
okay.
My guess is gonna be no, but I don't know.
I mean, I can see like maybe 3 of them joining in,
Yeah.
but
We
But-
talk about some kind of trophy.
Let's wait to see if they.
If they actually want to do something, we got 3 months
Pay them.
Uh, to be able to do that. But yeah, if they're not going to do much, if there's only 3 of them, then give them each some swag, and make sure that they put the name of their business on their piece, and they'll get free advertisement from it being there.
yeah.
Come by for a free drink. Saw this on the fire.
Now, do you guys remember what the poster from last year looked like? I can send it out via email if you don't. I was just gonna update that. And have some of those printed and use that for the ad too.
Yeah,
Wasn't the date style interesting?
We changed it.
okay,
We had
month.
changed it.
yeah.
And then, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like maybe even some posters before, or yeah, by December's meeting, so we can start putting them out then, before the holidays. I don't,
And as we get closer and closer, I'd like to reiterate that we probably need as many volunteers the day after
mhm.
it's over as we do leading up into it, because that's where the bulk of the work ends up being around a certain side of that. And last year there was only a couple of people that were able to show up to kind of do that, and it's fun. The event is over. It's, you know, you feel the letdown of the creative process, but it certainly has been something that we've needed to address for a while, not just for this event, but for all of them, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, the event definitely relies on our volunteer hours. I mean, I was there a lot of the weekend and
You
it was
were.
busy. So we definitely do need all the help we can get. Not just you guys, your spouses and all the things. Please. My children.
Pick up and push around. And
Oh, please, please. Felix did lots of work, lots of heavy lifting last year.
Literally.
He'll do
Um,
more.
dumpsters should go on your list.
I'm the queen of the dumpsters too.
And we have been really lucky with getting a lot of people who've helped in the past for other events. So we'll just,
Into the event, but
yeah, I mean,
after
we'll
the
be sure
event
to
is
share with our Fraser Valley Arts Board too, and all that good stuff. So
And then I'm gonna be doing a digital ad that'll be on YouTube and Google Ads, and I don't know if you guys saw the video, the final video that.
Ever wonder what makes us different? We're the ones who carry fire. Born on a fire planet. Fire is how we cooked our food, built our homes, and brought our communities to life. And here in the Fraser Valley, we still celebrate that spark. When fire meets ice, warmth meets winter, that's when the valley shines. Come feel it for yourself.
Oh, I saw myself.
Where
Never
the
saw
Fraser
that guy.
Valley lights up.
I think he's AI.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am going to.
Nice.
get my balloon. I have some balls.
yeah, the fire spinner people said they were gonna try to do some like costumes with fire and ice and all that stuff too. So
Great.
I mean, that should be pretty exciting.
And I want to leave a small section ungroomed because I've never seen anybody have more fun at the event than the kids that step off that edge and into the soft snow and then just start rolling around and throwing each other and pushing each other. So a little section of natural snow I'd like to try and dedicate to the children and all of us.
Well, and I still think we should just, once we get the snow sculpture pile of snow ready, we should just burn that thing on, build a giant mound and have those guys make a sled or a slide in a safe spot. Cause that first year we did it, kids just
Yeah.
loved
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
Red,
already
red.
It's decorated. I mean,
Yeah. No,
Do we even have to do that? The bike park has all the slopes.
we can't really get onto the.
We're not using that.
block, you know,
Okay.
little-
Are we blocking that off?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did mention to Keith, I was like, the people are kind of screaming for something more interactive for kids to slide down, I mean, they were literally sliding down dirty piles of snow last year, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be anything
Yeah.
great.
It can literally just be steps and
Yeah.
a slide.
And they didn't make any snow last year, so if they're
Yeah.
coming and making snow, they all dug it from one place better than I can do it, kind of keep it clean to go into their stuff. But if they are bringing a gun, they could possibly set it up, close to where they are to set up, and make some kind of a mound there. Now, I will check. The problem is once you open up a piece of it, the whole thing opens up and that becomes a danger to the bike park as far as sledding goes.
Okay.
That's why I was thinking that Birdie Lounge might set up their putt-putt course right on
I
the
never looked
edge
at
of
it.
that to kind of say, you can come this far, but you can't really go any further. There are fireworks and stuff over there. But if there was one hill or something that we could mark off, that could be a lot, that they could use for that. We'll try and check on that, head into it. But yeah, we can't get machines out onto it. We can't get, there's not much we can do to kind of civilize it during the winter time.
I mean, is it worth starting to build some sort of bigger pile that direction?
Um,
If we get snow?
No, generally the snow is left groomed. The only thing that I pile is to try and clear out where the trucks are going to park.
Okay.
Where
Well,
there's
yeah.
parking and where the other things are.
Yeah.
And so we're not there is piles back over where I have to clear for the fireworks, but that's so far away
Okay.
that nobody would ever kind of make it down to there. It's maybe possible. I'll look, maybe but it's kind of off the beaten path. Don't like to mess with the snow for them to groom to get it as deep and as hard packed as possible there.
Okay.
But we'll have to see. I'll keep it in mind. Or as Steve said, if they're bringing a gun, they can it doesn't even need to be big, it just needs to have something, that they can slide down themselves and maybe iced off so that it's hard enough for them to be able to use. But we'll keep it under advisement for sure. If it doesn't happen there, maybe I can make it happen someplace else if they don't mind it being dirty,
Okay. I mean, is it worth us? We can talk about this in January too, but having like a day the weekend before when we have our like wrap up meeting to all of us go over there and help you with shoveling and moving some stuff around?
It really needs to be done with machines.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like Philly, it was great when we were doing the individual sculptures because then we had something to do, but you don't know where you're going to pull it from. Hopefully it's groomed,
Yeah.
we know kind of what we're going to do there. It's possible we can address it in January if you
Okay.
want, but that's the biggest sledding hill is right there. But that would get people working on.
What else?
Back down.
Fireworks, have you heard from Ken?
Yeah, we said that we got that settled.
yeah, he said he met him and
Okay.
Yep.
Probably good.
The Rocky Mountain Folk School in Grand Lake is going to do an ice sculpture class around the same time.
Oh,
So I've contacted them and said, this is just a nice synergy.
yeah,
You promote our event, we'll promote your event.
great.
And so they seem to be open for that. I'll get more detail and pass it along.
Okay.
To me, it's something that we just make people aware of.
Yep.
Oh, I would love to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be so
Yeah,
fun.
and I tons of credit to the.
But after
Rocky
the
Mountain.
fire and ice, it will be the class of ice
Before.
sculpture in Grand Lake.
Before.
It will be after.
I think it's going to be either the same weekend or the weekend before. So I'll find out those
It
details.
will be cool if it's after, so we promote it and then
Mhm.
people are engaged to go.
Yeah, well,
That's-
that's what they have available and so forth.
Great.
Yeah.
The-
that's cool.
The other thing that I just thought was particularly annoying last year was that the town of Frisco copied the event
I know, and they had it the same.
and they had it the same day. All they did was change the name.
Yeah.
No way.
What was it called?
I can't remember.
Ice on fire.
It's the exact same. And I was there for a Nordic ski race, and I heard them promoting it, and so I walked over to the person and said, who's in charge of this? And said, it sounds a lot like the one in Fraser. And the guy went, oh yeah, we heard all about it, and we looked at their website. And I said, yeah, it's points off that you're doing it, and then you're not at least giving us some credit, and then you're doing it at the same time.
Yeah, theirs is February 7th, 2026.
Okay, well, at least. it's the
Yep,
weekend
gently
before.
use Christmas trees for the bonfire. Called spontaneous combustion
Yeah.
bonfire and fireworks.
Yeah.
It doesn't really spontaneously combust.
It
I can
Well,
attest.
did not-
It didn't,
It might-
spontaneous is without a flame
Can I
being
do
put
it?
to it.
No.
It bursts out in flames all by itself.
Yeah, I'm
Like
not
human.
suggesting we do anything. It just
But,
it annoyed me.
How about we hang a Frisco sign upside down?
Yeah, there we go.
Burn that.
Great rivalry.
remember seeing that, and I was like, oh my God, they copied us. It's the same thing.
We got,
Trend-setting Fraser over here.
we have the Funk and Fraser, you got
Armada did the mural
good
festival. They
Frisco.
reached out, you know, they
That
asked for
case.
some help and they said, do you mind? And of course not, but annoying.
One question, why it was changed like this year to this weekend of
I thought it's the
President Day,
second weekend in February.
no matter what?
Historically, that's what it's been.
Yeah.
Because normally it's not President's Day weekend and normally it's not Valentine's. So you get the triple confluence of people coming up.
It-
We
it-
always
it
did it
could
the
be.
second weekend because
Yeah.
it's a dead weekend and we're trying to get people up here to do
Yeah.
other stuff. Now we're just going to take advantage of them being up here and show Frisco that, you know, success breeds imitation, as it were.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
But I think we should scoop them on local Denver TV news coverage and go, this is a 5th anniversary for this. If you're going to cover Frisco, you better get your ass over here.
Well,
Uh,
is that something that we talk about changing to the first weekend in February? Because this 2027 President's Day weekend is the second weekend in February again.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
I think we're gonna be swamped with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
And
was
maybe
something that a couple.
maybe that just brings more awareness to the event. Like, I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
don't-
I agree. The more people, the better. But some of the businesses were salty because we chose to do it on President's Day weekend, which just happened to be
Yeah.
what it is. But in 2027, the
I don't
13th
know.
is.
like
Good.
like when I responded to that email, I was like, it doesn't bring less people to your venue. It brings more. Like, it's the complete opposite of what you're saying.
Well, but I do get the logic in that President's Day weekend is gonna be busy no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when you do Fire and Ice on a different weekend, you are
Yeah.
giving them another high sales volume opportunity.
Yeah.
But-
I agree with your sentiment. Let's do it and let's see what happens.
And it would really help me a lot if they put some skin in the game.
Yeah. Totally.
You
Yeah.
know?
And it's
Because
the
then
same
you get
group
a
of
say
folks
over
that sit
what,
there
you know,
with their arms
don't put it
folded.
this weekend, put it that weekend. You know, you've got a business, you know what it's like. Don't do it this weekend, do it that weekend, do it this. You know, it's like, come up with some money and my ears open up a great
Yeah.
deal.
Or at
But
least be
otherwise,
engaged.
be engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build a effigy. Cool. That's at least some skin in the game.
Yeah.
You know?
And there are, to be fair, because this is a public meeting, there are businesses in our community that are engaged.
Yeah.
They host events at the same time.
Oh,
They
yeah.
pay for that.
Mhm.
And then there's others
Set
that
up
don't,
booths.
and they're the ones who complain. And so, to your point, I'm much more prone to listen to the ones who are engaged.
Absolutely.
And I don't mind switching it, but like I had already told Keith, you know,
Well,
like
I think we're locked in for.
Yeah,
this.
I wouldn't do it for this
100%,
weekend,
But like
yeah,
next
or
year,
for
like
this
I'm
year.
not open to switching it. But I just want to see how it goes before
Just
we're like
Well, and-
picking dates.
2 years in a
Yeah.
row. That's
Completely
strange.
agree.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's something that we can reach out to the businesses with a survey or, you know, invite
Something.
them to fill out the survey. at
Tell
the
Lincoln to
event
change his birthday.
and do that.
I mean, I think it's cool to have somewhere for all those tourists to go that is our town and not the
Yeah.
mountain and another parade at the mountain.
They do their best to hold them
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
great.
I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
They do their
And
best to
it
hold
might
them.
lay the groundwork
Yeah.
for them to continue to come back to the valley,
Right.
this
I
end of
just
the
really
valley.
like The family event.
Yep, stopped in this place and it was great. I was on Instagram during the Aurora, and Kyle Clark, who is the Channel 9 News dude, was inviting people to post their photos. So I posted a couple from my backyard, and he replied. He and I have kind of a relationship through social media. He replied, "That's really cool, but let's talk about the great dinner I had at Fraser Valley Distilling the other day." And so then I'm looking the next day, and there's like 400 likes.
Oh wow.
So that type of engagement from this event, to your point, who knows where it goes?
Right.
Yeah.
And January 10 is a big party at the mountain because it's the 50-year anniversary of Mary Jane. I don't know if you guys wanted to do something to promote the event there for Fire and Ice. That is just like, come on.
Are they
Before.
doing the parade that they sent out? email about?
I only hear about because I didn't go to the meeting yesterday because I have an emergency. Um, so So I could hear yesterday about more about the event, but the only thing I know is that I know the person that will be booking all the bands for the event. Like that day, they will have like music, like I don't know how many, like 5, 6 bands,
Okay.
and I don't know. It probably they will be like tents
Yeah.
that maybe I don't know if they wanted to have a fire and ice tent that we rotate, but I know a sea lot I will have the food truck and I can put some stuff out there too to promote the
Posters.
fire and ice.
Yeah.
Like if we have uh
Yeah, maybe we
anything.
get like an extra large poster to hang there or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd totally walk
That's
the
good.
parade in
Intent.
costume,
Yeah.
hand out flyers or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. We-
Kristen had her hand up.
Yeah, this just speaking of Instagram, maybe some of you already know about this. There's a guy that I follow named Garden with Johnny. Are any of you familiar with him?
What's his name?
Garden with Johnny. I'll put the link in here, but I was wondering if this was a clip from the Fire and Ice Festival. He's got 1.6 million followers. He's a British gardener, and then he's also a firefighter. So that's why he had put this up as like a funny thing. But just looking at this, I thought, oh, wasn't that our event? Did you get the link?
Yeah.
We've got international.
Yeah, well, that could be it. I'd sent him a
Yeah, that is
DM and
ours.
You can see how fast he's running away
Yeah.
from the.
That was that was us.
Yeah, that video got like
you-
5 million views
show it
when it
again.
was put on TikTok.
Is it the one where it blew up?
Where yeah,
I mean, literally the fire blew up.
yeah,
at the-
he was
yeah.
standing there. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah.
I had sent him a message to see.
I've never seen this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I sent him a message and said, "Hey, I happen to see this. Is this from this event?
Singed
I'm
some
on the
facial
committee.
hair.
Would you be interested in showing up for it?"
Sure.
Not
Yeah,
as a
tell
paid
us how it's
person,
done.
but
Yeah.
Come on over, bring your 1.6 million followers, and
exactly.
we'll let you light the fire. We will let you light it
Right?
this year if you can make the trip.
Yep.
I'll throw that in the offer if he wants to
Yeah.
come over and do it.
We have meat pies. He's British.
He'll
But
feel right at home.
his videos are ridiculous and pretty funny. So
Yeah, that's definitely ours.
Oh my
knew
goodness.
it.
Yep.
We're trending, or we were.
But that's how it happens, right?
Yeah,
People don't
Lord
post
knows
pictures.
what it will be.
That goes back to Tara Rose's comment, which I will never forget when we first brainstormed this thing. And at the end, she sits back. For those of you that aren't here, she was a member of the Public Art Committee and was a local musician. And I said, "Tara, what you thinking?" And she said, "We're going to light things on fire and blow shit up. What's not to like?"
It's exactly what we've been doing.
And that's what we've been doing for 5 years.
I like it. I like it.
Anything else? What
Um,
about non-fire and ice stuff?
For your consideration, we need to address the lift chairs this coming year. 90% of them are in really bad shape at this point in time.
Okay, I hear you. We've tried
Yeah.
like 3 different times, and we put it in the budget. We try and get artists. It always falls apart in the execution. So I don't disagree, but as somebody who has climbed that hill several times, I remember the last time we tried, we just tried to get a survey of the chairs. And eventually 3 or 4 of us went around town and looked at them all and put all the information in, and then nobody took it forward.
Yeah,
And so,
because I've got all the information in GIS. Yeah,
Okay.
I did it a while ago. Everything shows a bench.
and yeah, I mean, I think we'd pick a date to have them done, and it's not Mule Fest. It's in.
Right. No,
Yeah.
it needs to be like we did the buildings. We
Yeah,
need to say,
I mean, I don't
we've
think
got this much money per chair. Who's interested in painting a chair? come down. And then we know how many people, so I can prep them before they get to it, because they were never prepped, which is why they're in such bad shape now. But we need to take some responsibility on getting them prepped for them, but we need to know how many we're going to need to do and which ones rise to the highest level. But at this point in time, it's almost every single one of them, except for the one at Ace that got painted this year that we stuck on as an extension to the buildings we had painted, and the one at
HTA.
HTA, which I personally find really distasteful, but it's painted. I didn't like the design at all. I didn't think there was much effort went into it.
Should we just plan on doing all the other ones then?
I think at this point in time, yeah, and I've got them all built into the map that we use for everything else, and they've all got photos. Some of them are not off the beat, a little off the beaten path, but and then we've got an extra one that we probably want to get painted to replace something that's really been damaged out there, so we wouldn't paint that one.
Do you have the money in the budget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come with me. I wanted to paint one.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll go through the
we
process.
can decide
Yeah.
whether we put a call out or it's, just a form to fill out, and that will be on our agenda for the meeting after Fire and Ice.
Okay.
And we'll just figure that out, and then we'll have it painted in June.
Yeah.
And
Or we reach out to any local mural artists that have and go, here's a commission, you want $200 to paint a chair. Can you
Yeah.
come up for one weekend and paint this chair, kind of thing. It might be.
I mean, yeah, I can
another
send
way
it,
to kind
I
of do
can
it.
send it out and we can just put it on socials or whatever.
But they're getting worse and worse to the point that I'm just thinking about scraping them and painting them so
One
that they're a
color.
uniform color,
New colors of Fraser's logo.
Well,
but
is that the other option, that we have like Philip do all of them with Fraser's logo?
Yeah, it's just that uniformity. It takes away from the
Yeah,
artistic thing that we've got going.
yeah,
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
didn't
agree.
quite make it to a calendar this year, but maybe next year.
okay.
We could do is see how much interest we get
Mhm.
in a freestyle version. And if it's not sufficient to do all of them, the rest of them could be in
Yeah,
a
a
Fraser
handful of 'em.
Town logo, which helps with your
Yeah.
rebranding effort.
Yep.
And that way there's a mix.
Yeah, because Lisa's is still fine, and the one it's not every single one of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them that are okay, but those were painted in like the last 2 years. The
Yeah.
rest of them that were painted 4 or 5 years ago, they're all in pretty bad shape.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
let's do it.
yeah,
I'll put that
yep,
on
we'll just-
future agenda items, but we kind of have.
That is one other area where you could ask businesses if they want to take the responsibility for doing one near them. They could do it in a way
Yeah.
that is evocative of their business.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand why we don't get the bus company to chip in a little bit to help cover the cost of this, because it is their, they are there for their free customers.
Yep.
Has Winter Park?
And I
been-
used to be a socialist. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, I guess I haven't looked at Winter Parks either, so.
Kenzie, you have a comment?
Yes, thank you. I mean, I actually have a question, which is just with the chairs. So if we do this like a mural fest where people are painting them, are we auctioning them off afterwards, or what's the end goal with the chair?
No, they're just the bus stops.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes, yeah. They were painted quite a few years ago before they got put out as bus stops, because they're from
No.
what?
They were put out in place and painted in place.
No,
Most of them.
well, the ones in Winter Park were painted in the ice rink. I worked for the town.
Yeah, for Winter Park, but no, the ones
Okay.
in Fraser were all painted in place, except for maybe 2 or 3 that then were set, back and off the trail, and off the trail.
Okay, and then the issue is just that some of them are in pretty bad disrepair, or what
Yes.
are we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
The
it.
paint is peeled. They get used a lot, so people sit on them, scratch them, hang off them,
Mhm.
anything you can imagine. But the paint is not adhering. And one of them was even decoupage. It was a beautiful piece, but it only lasted about,
Yeah, the
one
rec center
wetter.
had one of those.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
decoupage, it didn't last long.
No.
The kids did.
Got it. Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, well, I have that on my list for June of 2026. Anything else, Joe?
Not that I could think of.
Cool. Does anybody else have any other business?
Christmas decorations are going up in the
Cool.
next couple of days. And you saw the Grinch is lit at
Yeah.
night.
I'm gonna add some more lights to them.
Make 'em brighter.
Yeah, the outside just need the outside of the whatever. Yes.
Is there anything we can hang on that for Fire and Ice? I mean, can we get another banner or something? Maybe.
Well,
Tell me.
we leave him in there through Fire and Ice because the Christmas decorations now have been decided to stay up through the event.
Yeah.
And then we take them down afterwards.
Yeah.
And change the lights to do, to reflect something around that. But
Do you guys put up, I can't remember, do you put up the electronic signboard for Fire and Ice in the week prior to the event?
I believe so, yes. I think so.
Especially if it's on the Safeway side, that would really help drive some
Yeah.
MMBs.
attendance.
Yeah, the MMB is probably, all the way down to, if we could put 2 of them up on that side, possibly, because we could probably set one down close to the rec center just as you're coming into town, and then another one kind of right there by Safeway and by the Snowcat that's there. And so that they would both be lit. We've got them primed and ready to go
Yeah.
whenever we need some. They're really emergency kind of things, but yeah, it's easy enough to do.
And we won't have the Fraser Valley Arts sign erected by then, I don't think, because of winter.
Right.
But if we do, we'll certainly post it.
Where's that going?
You know where the Hilly Hooker sign is in front of the post
Oh,
office?
really? Uh-huh.
Yeah, replace it.
Okay, cool.
And it'll have an electronic capacity. We're working through the design right
Yeah.
now. And
Great.
that'll be great because every vehicle that comes by will have to see it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, before we adjourn, I do want to make sure Beth got on the attendance.
Yeah.
Because we missed her on there. Okay. Cool. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Oh, second. Cindy, all in favor?
Aye.
Awesome.
We buy her a book of Robert's Rules of Orders for Christmas, I think. He's more of a free spirit.